Hey everyone, Joe here with Espresso Outlet. Today we've got a Turn ZF83, and one of the issues we've been made aware of is when the grinder initially jams, especially during the Burr break-in phase. When the grinder restarts, it doesn't grind anymore. So we're gonna walk through what that issue is, how to fix it, and get your grinder back working again. So you're gonna need a number 1 Phillips bit, a number 2 Phillips bit, a flashlight, and a 3mm Allen wrench, kind of like that one there. So most importantly, make sure your grinder is powered down, unplugged. On the bottom here, you're gonna see 2 small Phillips head screws. So we're gonna remove those. These are easy to lose, so be careful. And once those are removed, the screen here moves up. And just be careful with this printed circuit here. It'll unplug from there, and you don't have to unplug it here. So we're just gonna sit it back here for a minute. Now we need to switch to our number 2 Phillips head, and we are gonna take these 4 screws out. Okay, once you have these 4 screws removed, you can also remove the chute, and that just pulls out. It's magnetic. Set that to the side. Now, before we lift up on this, we're gonna wanna unplug the 3 connections here. Then we can take both and set them off to the side. Okay, once that is unplugged, you'll see we have 2 screws on the inside here that also have to be loosened. And once both of those are loose, I'm just gonna lift up on this. Sometimes the wires are taped here. And you'll see the declumpers also can stay in place here. They have an adhesive on the back side, so probably best not to pull those off. And once you've taken the declumper assembly off, what you're gonna see is that right here, there is a collar. And on that collar, you're gonna see 2 Allen screws. Now, you may need to reach around in the grinder, just to rotate it around to where you can see the head. So, once you identify the first head, put your Allen wrench in and give it a twist, make sure it's tight. Then we're gonna go to the other side and do the same thing. And give it a nice twist and make sure it's tight. That one feels good. And then we're gonna reassemble. So reassembly is opposite of disassembly. It's pretty straightforward. Let's make sure we tape our wires back up. Make sure that your declumpers have not came dislodged in the process, and gently set it back down in. Okay, now we can get our housing. And before you do that, you want to make sure that these wire nuts are inside. And we can set this in place. Give the screws a few turns. And make sure it's seated. I like to alternate just to make sure it all tightens evenly. And now we plug our plugs back in. Now, you'll notice that two of these are the same, and the one with the wire nuts, an easy way to remember if you didn't pay attention when you unplug them, is the one with the wire nuts, the longer one, is gonna go to the red, and the one to the white, the one with the wires together, is going to go to the white. Now, if you happen to get those backwards, as soon as you power your grinder on the main switch, the grinder will start up without pressing the switch. So that's an easy way to tell if you've done it backwards. Once those are plugged in, we can take our cover here. Now, these are a little tricky sometimes, but just make sure that you have a little pressure on it, and you pull this forward here, and it should slide into place. We can switch back to our number 1 Phillips bit. We plug our grinder in, power cycle it. We should see our screen. We can check our button here. Everything seems to be working. Thanks for watching, and as always, feel free to reach out if you need additional help.